Hey YouTube, Papa Clutch here, and this is my first RC update, giving you a detailed kind of go through of all my cars, what kind of upgrades they have, and what I might want to do in the future. So, let's get started, and don't forget to leave a like or a comment, or even subscribe. So, let's get started. Okay YouTube, we're going to start out with the newest cars to the oldest cars. So this is my Rustler VXL. I think I've had it for maybe, I'm gonna say 4 days. I've already got it pretty decked out, some just basic upgrades. So we'll start here from the outside. What you can see, Dynamite high speed or speed treads, Dynamite speed treads on the front and back, a RPM front bumper, a Traxxas just regular wheelie bar, and then inside it is the new Valenian system, so it has the braided wire cables, the little ESC that has the capacitors on the outside, and that's pretty much the only thing that's different with this compared to the other types of rustlers. And then everything else is stock with the shocks and everything. I'm planning on putting this into a high-speed application, probably not 100-mile-an-hour build, but close to that, I'm hoping. And then on the bottom, blue RPM all the way around, which I'm liking. So I think that's a pretty nice car. I have about maybe $500 in it, but I'm probably gonna put more in it. So that's it for this. And now this is my eRevo VXL. It just has the regular brushed eRevo body on it right now because I like the blue a lot better rather than the gray other body that came with it. So on the outside it has mini Summit tires, which hold up pretty well pretty much any terrain, on street, off terrain. I even brought it to the skate park a couple times, so that's actually what I'm going to be doing after this. Me and some buddies are going to go to the skate park and make our own little skate park paint video. So it has 1/16 scale Summit tires, a Traxxas wheelie bar, stock fin, different body, basically stock body, and then as you can hear there, it's velcroed on instead of pins, so this isn't too many, and it's pretty dirty. So this has regular system stock shocks, and has RPM all the way around, because you need that when you get these. Also, it has a high-tech, what kind of servo is this? It's a high-tech HS-508 5MG. It's a little beast of a servo for how tiny it is. It cost me $40, but it was well worth it because I was stripping gears left and right, and it's just an amazing little servo. And then also on the outside I have aluminum push bars for the suspension. I'm planning on getting aluminum for the steering links, but that's pretty much it for this car. Let's head out to the next here. This is my Slash 4x4. From the outside you can tell it's not very stock, but so this body was given to me by a friend of mine, Angry Cantaloupes RC. He paints some amazing RC bodies. So I'm gonna put his YouTube in the description if you want to check out some of his stuff. He has some amazing bodies and just all around cool dude. And let's take this off and see the inside. So this is just the VXL system. Everything is stock in this, including the shocks, which are starting to go out. I've had to tighten them up a lot in the front. Now they're all bouncy. So I'm planning on getting some big bores for there. And then also on the inside, this servo is well, it's broken, but it's not burnt out or no gears are stripped. Just I think the motor is going on it, and it's not getting any power. Like, it'll turn the wheels, but as soon as you put it on the ground, it'll just scream at you. And then that's basically, there's no upgrades on this except for these Badland, Proline Badlands with the split 6 bead locks, which I love, and and then RPM in the front only. I haven't needed them for the back yet, but it looks like I'm gonna need them pretty soon. And I think that's it for the Slash 4x4. And next is this. It's my dad's E-Revo. It's the brushed edition, also Velcroed. Get that off there. And it has the Titan 12 turn, I believe. Yeah, Titan 2. And it is a pretty good car. Not as fast as the VXL, of course, but it's a pretty good car. It has 2 steering servos, which makes it pretty awesome. And it has RPM front A-arms and a Traxxas back wheelie bar. But that's basically the only upgrades I have on it. But sometimes I might put just the stock Slash tires on it because it looks pretty awesome. But it looks like I'm gonna have to get some aluminum push bars and probably steering linkages for this thing, because these are starting to round out here and it's just really wobbly and it doesn't take jumps as good as it used to. And I've shredded so many differentials in these 2 minis. Here, let me see if I can find them, if I still have them. Yes, I do. So, these are all the mini differentials that I shredded. This isn't even all of them, I don't think. I think a couple of them I threw away. So I had about 7 differentials that I stripped. One was from my buddy that I had to help him fix, but that's pretty much it for the minis. Here is the last actually functioning RC. It is my Revo 3.3. This is the very first RC truck that I ever got, and people kind of freak out when I tell them that because it's a nitro, and most people don't usually see people getting a Revo or a nitro for their very first RC car. So this thing has absolutely no upgrades on it. Although I could put RPM all the way around, but I haven't really found a need to. I haven't broken them very much because well, as you can see, it's sitting extremely high. That's because I put 50 weight oil in the shocks and a long suspension or high travel suspension set right underneath there, as you can see, and bit stiffer springs. And as you can see, it has a lot of motion, especially for a nitro. Just like it's pretty insane. I love it. And then underneath the hood, just a basic little nitro setup. Gas tank, muffler, engine, air filter, transmission, all the electronics in here. Lay down shocks is common with all the Revos, but the thing I like about this thing is, as you can see in here, it has all these sensors and everything that tells me how fast it's going and like the temperature of the engine and all its RPMs, which I really like that. But this is probably my favorite car to drive. It's a bit heavy on maintenance to do, but that's pretty much it. The maintenance is a bit hard to do, but it's amazing to drive. And I'm planning on bringing this to the skate park too, so that should be awesome. Now, I think that's it for the Revo. Has no upgrades, just stock. I've had to replace a couple servos once, but that was just user error. I slammed into a couple trees when I was first driving this thing when I first got it, and one just burnt out, so, which freaks you out because it locks up the throttle and you can't stop it. But that's it for the Revo 3.3. Now guys, it's just probably going to be the just kind of random stuff that I have, like this is an old carpet racer chassis that my uncle gave me. I'm thinking about fixing it up. Should be pretty fun, but this is just a little side project that whenever I get like new parts or something, or an old motor or something that I don't want in another car, I'm just going to throw that in there along with the new servo, just Velcro it down. Probably not going to even be very serious about it, just see if it'll work. And then see if I can do all of this in one shot. Right here are the type of batteries I run for my mini cars. They are Venom 200 milliamp 20C 2-cell LiPos. I'm not too happy with these ones actually. They're good batteries. They give a lot of power, a lot of runtime, but after just a couple weeks, you can see the lead wire actually fell out, which I was not happy about at all, and it puffed. So the thing that happened with these was they were perfectly fine. Then I noticed that the wires they're puffing, so I checked all the wires, and they were only connected by a couple strands. So the balance plug, or the balance system on my charger, still detected that it was there and that the balancing was working, but in turn it actually wasn't, so it was making the cells charge unevenly, which made it puff. And so that's pretty much it. I have 3 of these still left that are usable. They're starting to puff just a little bit, but that's after quite a bit, and they aren't that expensive, only maybe 20 bucks. So those are my batteries. My other Slash batteries are charging right now, but here little RC plane simulator that I play every once in a while. It's pretty dusty from all working on that cars. Then type of fuel I run on my Revo is just Traxxas Top Fuel Power Plus. Pretty good fuel. Haven't needed anything different. And then just some multi-purpose black lithium grease, the air filter oil, and then these are all my controllers. This one, as you can see, is for the Revo. This is for the Mini VXL, and this is for the Slash, the brushed Mini, and then this is my new remote for the Rustler, which has Bluetooth, which I really like. And then some people are asking me about this on my Instagram. This old thing, it is a really old Revo 3.3 chassis, roller chassis, but as you can see, it's all rusted out and pretty decrepit. But it has some pretty nice RPM on here, so I might take that off and put it onto my big Revo, my other Revo. And has the whole aluminum chassis, which I like, and these servos are actually titanium geared, so I might use the gears from those. And then you can see there's no front suspension. That's because I got some pretty sweet Revo a couple shocks from it, and they're pretty awesome. I'm thinking about using it either for the Rustler if I put a really light shock oil in it, or just if I need to ever replace the other ones in my Revo, because they're pretty nice. They're all aluminum, and well, they're pretty nice for being so old. And then I think that's pretty much it. I have just random miscellaneous stuff like these. I just made for the minis. They are little drift tires, just rims with Gorilla Tape around them. Then all my old bodies and toolboxes and stuff just underneath my little bench. And this is actually in my room, which is a bit under construction now because we just finished building this, but just in my room, that kind of stuff. And then let me show you what other types of batteries. Get that dog food out of the way. These are just, I haven't been too into LiPos lately. I just got started with them. These are my Venoms for my Rustler and Slash. I just run 25C 5000 milliamp 2 cells, so like 7.4 volts. And then here are my other batteries for my Mini. I have one in the box still that I'm going to be using today, charging up, and Primal chargers, not that expensive. And then Venom are another one in the package, and then the starter for my Revo. That's it for batteries.